Welcome back to Focus, everyone. Ready, set, run, or walk. Either way, walk like mad. The signature annual event in Broward County for Mothers Against Drunk Driving is coming around the bend once again. This fun, inspirational, community-driven 5K raises money and indeed saves lives. Why does MADD do a walk? Here are some sobering statistics. Last year, 10,000 people died in drunk driving crashes, 1 every 50 minutes. Every minute, 1 person is injured in an alcohol-related crash. And car crashes are the leading cause of death for teenagers, and 1 out of 3 of these is alcohol-related. If that doesn't prove the need to stop drunk driving, then my 2 guests this morning, I think, can make the most passionate plea. Kari Miller lost both legs when she was struck by a drunk driver back in 1999. Today, she is an inspirational 2-time Paralympic silver medalist in sitting volleyball. And Heather Geronemus, her dad was struck and killed by a drunk driver 4 years ago right here in Miami. She turned her loss into activism. This is her 3rd year chairing the 5K Walk Like Mad and Mad Dash in Broward County. Ladies, it's such an honor to have you both joining us.
Thanks for having us.
You know, there's nothing, we can talk about statistics, but you both have lived it. And Kari, I so want to thank you because you heard we were doing this segment today and you said, I'm getting there from DC.
Yeah.
You know, that's passion and commitment. And tell me about, you know, the pain and the hope you see over this continuing nightmare.
For me, I think that with more people like Heather and myself get out and put the word out there that, you know, drinking and driving is not just a matter of, okay, I'm lucky it's not going to happen to me. It can happen to people like me. I was just going out to hang out with my friends and, you know, her dad, you know, it can happen to you, and well, 9 times out of 10 it will, you know. So I think that if more of us come out and share our stories and share our experiences, that it will stop.
And probably in particular young people, they look at you like the road you've taken is amazing. You've got medals, you have an amazing life, but you want to wake them up and say you can be part of the problem and part of the solution.
Absolutely. And for me, is, you know, yeah, I've gone down a long road and I've got these medals, but I'd rather have gotten the medals not having gone through what I had to go through, you know. It's not just me, it's my family as well that had to go through the changes and you know, and the adapting to a new life.
Yes. And meeting her and knowing her and embracing her story, you lived your personal loss with your dad, but tell me in particular why she stands out.
So 4 years ago, my father was killed by a drunk driver, and that was my first contact with MADD.
Yes.
And it was amazing that they reach out to you proactively, and I almost wasn't ready for it at the time, but when I was ready, they were there for me, and I spoke to the victim advocate for an hour and a half, the first time I ever spoke to her. Now, obviously, my involvement has evolved to a fundraising component and chairing this event, and when I heard Kari's story during the Olympics, I'm kind of obsessed with the Olympics. During the Olympics, I saw a commercial with her, and I showed her yesterday. I Instagrammed a photo of her immediately. This person needs to be here. I knew I needed to meet her. I knew I needed to bring her to Fort Lauderdale, because I think that the difference of getting up there and saying my father was killed by a drunk driver, this is the reality she's living with, the after effects, and what she's done with her life is incredible.
And it also speaks to so many generations. Before we went on, I said, you know, my God, our community is just awash in hit and runs, and your dad was a hit and run.
Yeah, my dad was killed. He was walking across the street, and he was killed by a driver who kept driving. And there was recently another story just like
so
that
many,
in Miami.
And I applaud MADD because you guys have, you know, have just been leaders in this. What's the problem? I mean, it seems to me, I mean, I remember being in college and getting the word and having people's boyfriends killed in drunk driving crashes. So many years later, I can't believe it's still going on. What's the problem?
I think, like, especially for me, when I was young, I am no angel. You know, when I was younger, I used to bartend and, you know, I'd drink, and it's only by the grace of God that I made it through without getting hurt.
Yes.
And I think it's the thing that you think it won't happen to me.
Yes.
I think that's the thing. Oh, I got this. I'm only a little tipsy. Tipsy's drunk, you know.
Right.
And so, you know, that impairedness, and then afterwards with the hit and runs, you know, you get afraid and you drive off. So the alcohol leads to worse and worse and worse decisions, you know.
Do you worry too? We see, you know, some states also looking towards the legalization of marijuana, things like that. I mean, how might that even impact this type of issue?
I think that impairment in any form of driving is dangerous. And I think that the main thing that we can do is raise awareness.
Yes.
And that's why I'm so passionate about MADD and about this event.
Yes.
Because it's the one day that we have. We stand together with law enforcement. We stand together with our sponsors like AutoNation and Ultimate Software.
Yes.
And amazing people like Kari and you know, the sheriff and the mayor who will be there.
And tell us about that, because a lot of folks, you know, some people go to walks and races, certainly those involved with fighting cancer, but there are many who never have, and they think, well, I'm not an athlete, I can't turn out. Tell us who you want to have come.
But for me, I want everyone to come. You know, if I'm there, I don't have legs, so anyone can be there, right? You can walk, you can run it, you can crawl it, you can push it, you can do whatever you need to do in order to be there, but come out and support the community and support the cause, because it's an important one.
And they get to come and meet you. That's pretty,
absolutely.
That's pretty fabulous.
I'll let you touch my medal.
I like
whatever you need to do, just get you out and help us out.
I like that. And what do you hope? What's your goal from this one?
For my personal goal is that everyone there tells the story again, makes it repeatable. Because I feel that, I know that my circle of friends are not going to drink and drive. But coming on this show, coming, you know, standing in front of 1,000 people and Kari telling her story, I want it to be impactful and I want it to be repeatable.
And the date is?
The date is the 28th of April.
What day of the week is that?
It's a Sunday.
It's a Sunday.
Sunday morning.
Okay.
At 7 a.m. At Huizinga Park, right in downtown Fort Lauderdale.
Wonderful.
It's a gorgeous run or walk or whatever you want to do through Rio Vista.
Wonderful.
So it'll be a gorgeous day.
Well, I applaud both of you. Really, you've taken an amazing stand on something that will save lives and is saving lives. So thank you for coming from Broward, and thank you for coming from D.C. We look forward to seeing you on that Sunday.
Thank you.
Okay, bless you both.